Breathe with me, beloved. Just breathe. I know you can feel it. I know there's something stirring in your spirit right now, something you can't quite name but can't quite ignore either. It's that feeling you get when you're standing on the edge of something vast and unknown, when you sense that life is about to shift in ways you cannot predict, cannot control, cannot prepare for no matter how hard you try. And I want you to know, before I say anything else, that you are not imagining this. You are not being dramatic. You are not making something out of nothing. What you're sensing is absolutely real, and it's the reason you found this message right now, in this exact moment. My name is Celestia Ardant, and I have walked the sacred path of divine wisdom for over 20 years, reading the ancient language of the cosmos, interpreting the messages that Spirit sends through symbols and synchronicities, and the mysterious architecture of tarot. I am a spiritual guide, a keeper of truth, a translator between the seen and unseen worlds. And I do not believe in accidents. I do not believe in random clicks or meaningless encounters. When a soul arrives at my threshold, when someone feels compelled to pause and listen to a particular message, I know with absolute certainty that the universe orchestrated that meeting with divine precision. You were meant to be here, Virgo. You were meant to hear what I'm about to tell you. Because something is coming for you. Someone is coming for you. And when they arrive, when they walk into your life and look you in the eyes and speak words that land in the deepest chambers of your soul, everything you think you know about yourself is going to be called into question. Every identity you've carefully constructed, every role you've dutifully played, every version of yourself you've presented to the world, all of it is about to be gently, devastatingly, beautifully dismantled so that something truer, something more authentic, something more aligned with your actual soul can finally emerge. This is not destruction. This is revelation. This is not an ending. This is a beginning disguised as an unraveling. And I know that might sound terrifying, because you have worked so hard to become who you are. You have invested years, perhaps decades, building your life, your personality, your sense of self. You have rules you follow, standards you maintain, expectations you meet. You have a reputation, a track record, a carefully curated image of who Virgo is supposed to be. Practical, reliable, put together, in control, always helpful, always responsible, always the one who has it all figured out. But what if I told you that the person you think you are is only a fraction of who you actually are? What if the identity you've been living inside is actually a cage you built to keep yourself safe, to make yourself acceptable, to ensure that you could survive in a world that often punishes people for being too much, too different, too authentically themselves? What if everything you've believed about who you are is about to be lovingly shattered so that the real you, the vast, wild, magnificent you that has been waiting in the wings your entire life, can finally step into the light? Before I dive into what the cards revealed about this incoming transformation, I need you to do something for me. I need you to write your name in the comments below. Just your first name, nothing more. Because when you do that, you are making a declaration to the universe. You are saying, I am here. I am present. I am ready to be transformed. I am willing to release who I think I am so I can discover who I actually am. And tonight, when the moon rises and the veil between worlds grows thin, I will light candles in sacred space. I will burn copal and frankincense. I will speak every name written below into the smoke and ask the universe to surround you with protection during this metamorphosis. I will ask that you be held gently as you shed old skins. I will ask that you have the courage to meet whoever is coming with an open heart and an open mind. I will ask that you emerge from this transformation more whole, more real, more you than you have ever been. Your name will be woven into a prayer circle that connects you to thousands of other Virgos around the world who are all experiencing the same cosmic initiation, the same beautiful, terrifying unbecoming so that true becoming can finally happen. So please, write your name below. Not for me, for you. For your own soul's awakening. For your own permission to change, to grow, to become someone you don't even recognize yet but will love with your whole heart once you meet them. Now let me tell you what happened when I sat down to read for Virgo this week. I had been in ceremony all day, doing deep healing work with clients, holding space for transformation and revelation and breakthrough. I was exhausted in that good sacred way where your body is tired but your spirit is electric. I was about to close my space and rest when I felt this pull, this urgency, this knowing that there was one more message that needed to come through. And I knew without question, that it was for Virgo. I knew that something significant was happening in the collective Virgo energy field and that Spirit needed me to translate it, to speak it, to deliver it with the gravity and tenderness it deserved. So I cleansed my space again with sacred smoke. I called in my guides, my ancestors, the energy of Mercury, your ruling planet, the messenger, the translator, the one who moves between worlds. I shuffled my deck with reverence and asked, what is coming for Virgo? Who is coming for Virgo? And how will this arrival transform them? What will it do to the person they think they are? The first card that fell from my hands made my breath catch in my throat. I had barely begun shuffling when this card literally leapt from the deck and landed face up on my altar with such force that I actually flinched. That's how urgent this message is. That's how insistent Spirit is about getting this information to you. The card was the Death card, and I know that might immediately trigger fear or anxiety or the urge to close this video and pretend you never heard it. But please stay with me, because the Death card is one of the most misunderstood, most maligned, most profoundly beautiful cards in the entire tarot deck. Death does not mean physical death. Death means transformation. It means the ending of one cycle so that another can begin. It means the shedding of old identities, old patterns, old versions of yourself that no longer serve who you are becoming. The Death card is the caterpillar dissolving in the cocoon. It's the snake releasing old skin. It's the phoenix burning so that it can rise from its own ashes more magnificent than before. And when this card appears in a reading, especially jumping out with such force, it means that transformation is not optional anymore. It's not something you can put off or avoid or negotiate with. It's happening. It's already happening. And the person who is coming into your life is going to be the catalyst that accelerates this metamorphosis beyond anything you could have imagined. I sat there staring at that card, and I felt this wave of protectiveness wash over me. Because I know you, Virgo. I know how much you value stability. I know how uncomfortable you are with chaos and uncertainty and things you cannot analyze or control. I know that the idea of not knowing who you're going to be on the other side of an experience probably feels more terrifying than almost anything else. You like to have a plan. You like to understand the process. You like to know what's expected of you so you can meet those expectations perfectly. But the Death card is asking you to surrender to the mystery. It's asking you to trust the process even when you can't see the outcome. It's asking you to let go of your white-knuckled grip on the identity you've constructed and allow yourself to be remade by forces far wiser and far more loving than your anxious mind. The second card I pulled made my hands tremble. It was the Tower card, and when I saw it appear next to Death, I actually had to stand up and walk around my reading space because the energy was so intense, so powerful, so undeniable. The Tower is about sudden upheaval, about structures collapsing, about everything you thought was solid and permanent revealing itself to be temporary and illusory. The Tower is the moment when you realize that the foundation you built your entire life on was actually built on sand, and a wave is coming to wash it all away. But here's what most people don't understand about the Tower. It only destroys what was never meant to stand. It only collapses structures that were built on false premises, on other people's expectations, on who you thought you had to be rather than who you actually are. The Tower is ruthlessly compassionate. It will tear down everything that is not authentic, everything that is not aligned with your soul's true purpose, everything that keeps you small and safe and acceptable but fundamentally unfulfilled. And the person who is coming, Virgo, they are going to be your Tower moment. Not because they're going to hurt you or betray you or cause you pain, though I won't lie and say this transformation will be comfortable, but because they are going to see you. Really see you. Not the mask you wear, not the role you play, not the perfectly curated version of yourself you present to the world. They're going to see the real you underneath all of that, the you that is messy and confused and still figuring it out, the you that has dreams you're too afraid to speak out loud, the you that feels things so deeply it scares you, the you that is so much more than responsible and reliable and put together. And when they see you, when they reflect back to you the truth of who you actually are versus who you've been pretending to be, everything is going to shift. You're not going to be able to maintain the facade anymore. You're not going to be able to hide behind your roles and your rules and your carefully constructed identity. You're going to be faced with a choice. Continue performing the person you think you're supposed to be, or step into the terrifying, exhilarating freedom of being who you actually are. I pulled the third card, needing to understand who this person is and what energy they're bringing. The Fool card appeared, and I actually laughed out loud when I saw it because of course, the person coming to dismantle your carefully ordered life is the Fool. The Fool is the free spirit. The Fool is the one who doesn't care about rules or expectations or what people think. The Fool is the one who jumps off cliffs trusting that the universe will catch them. The Fool is spontaneous, adventurous, authentic, unapologetically themselves in a way that is both inspiring and deeply unsettling to someone like you who has spent your whole life trying to do everything right. This person is going to waltz into your life with an energy that is completely foreign to you. They're not going to play by your rules. They're not going to fit into the boxes you try to put them in. They're not going to behave the way you think people should behave, or want what you think people should want, or value what you think people should value. And at first, this is probably going to drive you absolutely crazy. You're going to want to dismiss them as irresponsible or immature or not serious enough. You're going to want to write them off as someone who doesn't have their life together, someone who is too chaotic, too unpredictable, too different from you to possibly be significant. But here's what the Fool is teaching you: there is more than one way to live. There is more than one version of success. There is more than one definition of a life well lived. And the rigidity with which you've been holding yourself to certain standards, certain expectations, certain ideas about who you have to be and how you have to show up in the world, that rigidity has been slowly suffocating the life out of you. You've been so busy being good, being right, being perfect, that you've forgotten how to be free. You've forgotten how to play. You've forgotten how to follow your joy instead of your obligations. This person, this beautiful, chaotic, authentic Fool energy that is coming for you, they are going to remind you. They're going to show you what it looks like to live from the heart instead of the head. They're going to demonstrate what happens when you trust your intuition more than your anxiety. They're going to invite you into experiences that your logical mind would never approve of, but your soul is absolutely starving for. Let me pull more cards because I need to understand the scope of this transformation and what aspects of your identity are going to be most affected. The Four of Cups appeared, and this made so much sense. The Four of Cups depicts someone sitting under a tree, arms crossed, looking bored and dissatisfied with the 3 cups in front of them, while completely missing the 4th cup being offered by a hand emerging from a cloud. This is you, Virgo. You have been so focused on what you already have, what you already know, what already fits into your understanding of yourself and your life, that you have been completely blind to the new opportunities, new possibilities, new versions of yourself being offered to you by the universe. You've been stuck in a pattern of dissatisfaction without being able to articulate what's missing. You look at your life on paper and it seems fine, maybe even good. You're responsible. You're capable. You get things done. People rely on you. You meet your obligations. You follow the rules. But there's this emptiness inside you that you can't quite name, this sense that something is missing, that there should be more, that life should feel more vibrant and meaningful and alive than it does. The Four of Cups is telling me that you've been sleepwalking through your life. You've been going through the motions, checking boxes, meeting expectations, but you haven't been truly present. You haven't been truly engaged. You haven't been truly yourself because you're not even sure who yourself is anymore underneath all the roles and responsibilities and personas you've adopted. And this person who is coming, they are the hand extending from the cloud offering you that 4th cup. They are the invitation to wake up. They are the catalyst that is going to shake you out of your complacency and force you to examine whether you're actually happy with the life you've built or whether you've just been too afraid to admit that you want something different, something more, something that doesn't fit into the neat little box you've been living inside. The 5th card I pulled was the 8 of Swords, and my heart ached when I saw it because I could feel your energy so strongly in this image. The 8 of Swords shows a woman blindfolded and bound, surrounded by swords, standing in water. She looks trapped, imprisoned, stuck. But here's the secret of this card: the bindings are loose. The blindfold could be removed. The swords aren't actually touching her. She could walk away if she realized that she has the power to free herself. You have been imprisoned by your own beliefs about who you are. You have been trapped by the expectations you think you have to meet. You have been bound by the fear of what people will think if you change, if you grow, if you become someone different than who you've always been. And the most devastating part is that you've convinced yourself that this prison is safety, that these limitations are protection, that staying small and controlled and acceptable is the only way to survive. But it's not. You don't have to stay in this cage. You never did. The only thing keeping you here is your belief that you have to be here, that this is just who you are and there's no other option. And when this person arrives, when they look at you with clear eyes and ask, "Why do you do it like that? Why do you believe that? Why can't you just?" and they gesture towards some wild, free, authentic way of being that you've never even considered, you're going to realize that the blindfold was always removable. The bindings were always loose. You've been free this entire time. You just didn't know it. I continued pulling cards because I could feel there were more layers to this transformation, more aspects of your identity that are going to be affected. The Hermit card appeared, reversed, and this gave me such insight into what you've been doing and what needs to change. The Hermit upright is about introspection, solitude, inner wisdom. But reversed, the Hermit represents isolation taken too far. It represents hiding from the world, withdrawing from connection, using introspection as an excuse to avoid actually living. You have been protecting yourself by staying separate. You've been so focused on analyzing and understanding and figuring everything out on your own that you've forgotten how to let people in. You've forgotten how to be vulnerable. You've forgotten how to allow yourself to be affected by others, to be changed by others, to be cracked open by the beautiful, messy, unpredictable experience of genuine human connection. This person who is coming is going to refuse to let you hide. They're going to see through your walls. They're going to call you out when you retreat into your head instead of staying present in your heart. They're going to invite you into experiences that require you to be spontaneous, to be vulnerable, to be uncertain and okay with being uncertain. And this is going to be profoundly uncomfortable for you because you've built your entire identity around being the one who has it together, the one who doesn't need help, the one who can handle everything on their own. But isolation is not strength. Self-sufficiency to the point where you never let anyone truly know you is not independence. It's protection that has calcified into prison. And this person is going to help you see that. They're going to help you understand that being strong doesn't mean never needing anyone. Being independent doesn't mean never letting anyone support you. Being capable doesn't mean never allowing yourself to be vulnerable and uncertain and still figuring it out. The next card that appeared made my entire body tingle with recognition. It was the Star card, and when I saw it appear in this reading about transformation and identity dissolution, I understood the profound gift that is being offered to you. The Star appears after the Tower. It appears after everything falls apart. It appears after you think you've lost everything. And the Star says, yes, the old structures had to crumble. Yes, the false identities had to die. Yes, everything you thought you knew about yourself had to be questioned. But look what's waiting on the other side. Look at the hope. Look at the healing. Look at the authentic, aligned, luminous version of yourself that could never have emerged as long as you were clinging to who you thought you had to be. The Star is the promise that this transformation, as difficult as it is, as disorienting as it is, as terrifying as it is ultimately leading you toward your highest good. The person who is coming is not here to destroy you. They're here to liberate you. They're not here to take something away. They're here to reveal what was always there underneath all the conditioning, all the expectations, all the fear-based decisions about who you should be. This person is going to help you reconnect with your essence. They're going to help you remember what you loved before the world told you what you should love. They're going to help you access parts of yourself that you buried because they didn't fit, they weren't practical, they weren't acceptable. They're going to remind you that you are not just a mind. You are not just a list of accomplishments. You are not just a role or a function or a set of responsibilities. You are a soul. You are magic. You are wild and tender and complex and beautiful in ways that cannot be measured or quantified or put on a resume. I pulled more cards because I needed to understand what specific aspects of your identity are going to be most affected by this person's arrival. The Queen of Pentacles appeared reversed, and this gave me chills because this is you, Virgo. This is the identity you've been living inside. The Queen of Pentacles upright is practical, grounded, nurturing, stable, focused on building security and creating comfort. But reversed, she represents someone who has become so focused on the material, on the practical, on what can be seen and measured and controlled, that they've completely lost touch with the spiritual, the emotional, the magical, the mystical dimensions of existence. You have been living inside the prison of practicality. You have been suffocating under the weight of responsibility. You have made decisions based on what makes sense, what is logical, what is safe, what will ensure security, rather than what actually brings you joy, what actually lights you up, what actually makes you feel alive. And somewhere along the way, you convinced yourself that this was maturity. You convinced yourself that this was just what adults do. You convinced yourself that dreams and passion and following your heart were childish things you had to put away in order to be a responsible, functioning member of society. But the Queen of Pentacles reversed is telling me that this approach to life has been slowly killing your spirit. You've been so focused on building a life that looks good on the outside that you've neglected the inner landscape of your soul. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else, meeting everyone else's needs, being reliable for everyone else, that you've completely abandoned yourself. And when this person arrives and asks you, what do you actually want? What makes you happy? What would you do if you weren't afraid? You're going to realize with devastating clarity that you don't even know how to answer those questions anymore. The seventh card I pulled was the Two of Swords, and this represents the choice you're going to be faced with. The Two of Swords shows a blindfolded woman holding two swords crossed over her heart, sitting between water and shore, unable to decide which way to go. This is the moment of decision. This is the crossroads. This is when you have to choose between the person you've been and the person you're becoming. Between the safety of the known and the terror of the unknown. Between maintaining the identity you've constructed and allowing yourself to be remade into someone you don't recognize yet. And I'm not going to lie to you, Virgo. This choice is going to feel impossible. Both options are going to seem unbearable in their own way. Staying who you are means continuing to live in a prison of your own making, continuing to suffocate under the weight of expectations and responsibilities and roles that don't actually fit who you are at your core. But becoming someone new means losing the familiar, losing the predictable, losing the sense of control that has been your primary coping mechanism for your entire life. It means stepping into uncertainty. It means not knowing who you're going to be on the other side. It means releasing your grip on the identity you've spent decades carefully constructing. The Two of Swords is asking you to remove the blindfold. It's asking you to look clearly at both options and make a conscious choice rather than staying stuck in indecision. And here's what I need you to understand. Choosing transformation, choosing growth, choosing to let yourself be changed by this person who is coming, that is not weakness. That is not failure. That is not you giving up on who you are. That is you finally having the courage to become who you actually are underneath all the layers of conditioning and expectation and fear. Let me pull more cards to understand what this transformation is going to look like in practical terms, how it's going to manifest in your daily life, in your choices, in the way you move through the world. The Six of Pentacles appeared, and this gave me such clarity about one of the major shifts that's going to happen. The Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving, about balance, about the flow of energy and resources between people. Right now, you are deeply out of balance. You give far more than you receive. You take care of everyone else while neglecting yourself. You show up for everyone else while nobody shows up for you in the same way. And you've told yourself that this is just how it is, that this is just who you are, that you're the giver and that's okay, you don't need anything in return. But that's not actually okay. That's not sustainable. That's not healthy. And it's certainly not who you actually are. It's just the role you adopted because it made you feel needed, it made you feel valuable, it gave you a sense of purpose and identity that didn't require you to examine what you actually want or need. This person who is coming is going to refuse to participate in that dynamic. They're not going to let you take care of them while you neglect yourself. They're not going to let you give and give and give while never receiving. They're going to insist on reciprocity. They're going to want to give to you. They're going to want to support you. They're going to want to take care of you for once. And this is going to make you deeply uncomfortable because you don't know how to receive. You don't know how to let someone else be the strong one while you soften. You don't know how to accept help without feeling like you owe something, or like you're weak, or like you're somehow failing at being who you're supposed to be. But learning to receive is part of your transformation. Learning to let someone care for you is part of becoming whole. Learning that you don't have to earn love through service, that you don't have to prove your worth through constant productivity, that you are valuable simply because you exist, not because of what you do for others, that is going to revolutionize your entire sense of self. The eighth card was the Ace of Swords, and this brought me such relief because the Ace of Swords is about truth, about clarity, about cutting through illusions and seeing things as they actually are. After all of this transformation, after all of this identity dissolution, after all of this uncomfortable growth, the Ace of Swords promises that you're going to achieve a level of clarity about yourself that you've never had before. You're going to finally understand who you actually are underneath all the roles and masks and performances. You're going to finally see clearly what you actually want versus what you think you should want. You're going to finally know your own mind, your own heart, your own truth in a way that is unshakable. This clarity is going to feel like waking up from a long dream. It's going to feel like taking off glasses you didn't even realize you were wearing and seeing the world in sharp focus for the first time. It's going to feel like finally understanding what people mean when they talk about being authentic or living in alignment or being true to yourself. Those phrases that always felt vague and meaningless to you are going to suddenly make perfect sense because you'll be living them. I pulled the ninth card, asking Spirit what you need to know about maintaining your sense of self through this transformation, how to navigate this without losing yourself entirely. The Temperance card appeared, and this is such important guidance. Temperance is about balance, about integration, about not swinging from one extreme to another. It's about taking the best of who you've been and combining it with who you're becoming to create something new, something whole, something that honors both your past and your future. Temperance is telling you that transformation doesn't mean completely abandoning everything you've been. It doesn't mean rejecting all of your Virgo qualities, all of your groundedness, all of your practicality, all of your ability to analyze and organize and create structure. Those things are valuable. Those things are part of you, but they're not all of you. And they don't have to be wielded in service of staying small and safe and acceptable. They can be wielded in service of your authentic self, in service of building a life that actually fits who you are rather than who you think you should be. So as you go through this transformation, as this person helps you dissolve the rigid identity you've been living inside, remember that you get to choose what you keep and what you release. You get to decide which parts of who you've been are authentic expressions of your soul, and which parts were just survival mechanisms or coping strategies or performances designed to make you acceptable. You get to integrate the wisdom of your past with the freedom of your future. You get to become someone new while still honoring the journey that brought you here. The 10th card made me pause because it was so unexpected and yet so perfect. It was the 3 of Cups, the card of celebration, joy, community, authentic connection. This card is telling me that on the other side of this transformation, after you've shed the old identity, after you've integrated the new one, after you've allowed this person to fundamentally change how you see yourself, you're going to find your people. You're going to find a community of souls who see you for who you actually are and celebrate you for it. You're going to experience the kind of authentic, joyful, reciprocal connection that you've been starving for your whole life, but didn't even realize was missing because you were so busy performing and pleasing and meeting expectations. Right now, many of your relationships are based on the roles you play rather than who you actually are. People know you as the responsible one, the helpful one, the one who always has it together. But they don't know the real you underneath that because you've never let them see that person. You've never revealed your doubts, your fears, your dreams, your weirdness, your vulnerability. You've kept them at arm's length while telling yourself that you're close. But after this transformation, after this person has helped you become brave enough to be authentic, you're going to start showing up differently in all of your relationships. You're going to start telling the truth about how you feel. You're going to start sharing what you actually want. You're going to start setting boundaries when you're overgiving. You're going to start asking for help when you need it. And some people in your life are not going to like this change. Some people are going to be uncomfortable with the new you because they benefited from the old you, from your overfunctioning, from your lack of boundaries, from your willingness to set yourself on fire to keep them warm. Those people are going to fall away. And that's okay. That's necessary. That's part of the transformation. Because as those inauthentic connections dissolve, space is going to open up for real connection. For people who love you for who you actually are, not for what you can do for them. For relationships based on genuine care and mutual support and authentic seeing. The 3 of Cups is promising you that the community you've been longing for is waiting on the other side of your willingness to be real. Let me pull a few more cards because I can feel there are still important pieces of this puzzle to reveal. The Page of Wands appeared, and this made me smile because the Page of Wands is about creative exploration, about trying new things, about approaching life with curiosity and playfulness rather than fear and control. This is who you're becoming, Virgo. This is the energy you're going to embody on the other side of this transformation. Right now, you approach life like a test you need to pass. You analyze, you plan, you prepare. You try to anticipate every possible outcome so you can control for it. But the Page of Wands approaches life like an adventure. The Page of Wands asks, what if? And why not? And what happens if I try this? Without needing to know the answer before taking the first step. The Page of Wands is willing to look foolish, to make mistakes, to not have it all figured out, because the joy is in the discovery, in the exploration, in the experience itself rather than in some predetermined outcome. This person who is coming is going to invite you into this energy. They're going to suggest spontaneous adventures. They're going to encourage you to try things you've never tried before. They're going to ask you to take risks that your logical mind would never approve of. And slowly, gradually, you're going to discover that there is joy in not knowing. There is freedom in being a beginner. There is beauty in allowing yourself to be curious and playful and experimental, rather than always having to be competent and in control and perfectly put together. The 12th card was the Sun, and I actually felt tears prick at the corners of my eyes when I saw it because the Sun is joy, vitality, authentic expression, childlike wonder. The sun is who you were before the world taught you to be small. The sun is the part of you that got buried under expectations and responsibilities and the weight of trying to be perfect. And the sun appearing in this reading is a promise that this transformation, this identity dissolution, this scary, uncomfortable process of becoming someone new, it's all leading you back to yourself. Back to the bright, joyful, authentic, uninhibited version of yourself that existed before you learned to dim your light to make others comfortable. This person who is coming is going to help you find your way back to that. They're going to help you remember what makes you laugh, what makes you feel alive, what brings you pure, uncomplicated joy. They're going to help you rediscover passions and interests and parts of yourself that you set aside because they weren't practical or profitable or respectable. They're going to help you understand that life is not just about responsibility and obligation and doing what you're supposed to do. Life is also about play and pleasure and doing things simply because they bring you joy. Let me pull one final set of cards to understand the ultimate outcome of this transformation and what you need to do to prepare for this person's arrival. The World card appeared, and I had to put my hand over my heart because the world is completion. The world is wholeness. The world is the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. The world is you finally becoming who you were always meant to be. After this transformation, after this person has helped you shed your false identities and discover your authentic self, after you've integrated all of these lessons and grown into this new version of yourself, you're going to feel complete in a way you've never felt before. You're going to feel like you finally understand who you are. You're going to feel like you're finally living in alignment with your truth. You're going to feel like you're finally home in your own skin in a way that has eluded you your entire life. And from that place of wholeness, from that place of authentic self-knowledge, you're going to be able to create a life that actually fits you. You're going to be able to make choices based on what you actually want rather than what you think you should want. You're going to be able to build relationships that are based on who you actually are rather than who you think you need to be. You're going to be able to pursue dreams that light you up rather than just checking boxes and meeting expectations. The World card is telling you that everything you've been through, every moment of discomfort, every identity crisis, every time this person pushed you to examine who you think you are and why you think it, all of it is leading you toward a level of freedom and authenticity and self-actualization that you cannot even imagine right now from where you're standing. But it's waiting for you. It's calling to you. And this person who is coming is the guide who is going to help you find your way there. Now let me talk to you about something practical because I know you, Virgo, and I know you want to understand how to prepare for this, how to navigate it, how to make it easier. First, I want you to start questioning everything you think you know about yourself. Start asking yourself, is this actually true about me, or is this just a story I've been telling? Is this actually what I want, or is this what I think I should want? Is this actually who I am, or is this just a role I'm playing? Write down your answers. Journal about them. Sit with the discomfort of not knowing. Because the more you can start loosening your grip on your fixed ideas about who you are before this person arrives, the easier this transformation is going to be. Second, I want you to practice being vulnerable. Start small. Tell someone how you really feel instead of saying you're fine. Ask for help with something instead of handling it all yourself. Share a dream or desire that you've been keeping secret. Let someone see you uncertain, confused, still figuring it out. Because when this person arrives and calls you to deeper levels of vulnerability, you want to have already started building those muscles. Third, I want you to do something spontaneous. Something that doesn't make sense. Something that's not practical or productive or part of your plan. Follow an impulse. Take a detour. Say yes to something your logical mind would reject. Because you need to start reacquainting yourself with a part of you that is capable of spontaneity, of playfulness, of following joy instead of just following the rules. And finally, I want you to create space. Space in your schedule, space in your life, space in your identity for something new to emerge. Stop overscheduling yourself. Stop filling every moment with productivity. Stop defining yourself so rigidly that there's no room for evolution. Leave gaps. Leave openings. Leave space for the unexpected, for the unplanned, for the person who is about to walk into your life and change everything. Now, write your name in the comments below, beloved Virgo. Declare your readiness for this transformation. Enter this sacred circle of souls who are all experiencing this same cosmic invitation to shed false identities and discover their authentic selves. Tonight, I will speak your name into sacred space and ask the universe to hold you gently through this metamorphosis. I will ask for your courage to be strengthened. I will ask for your heart to remain open. I will ask that you meet this person with curiosity rather than fear. I will ask that you allow yourself to be changed, to be challenged, to be cracked open so that your true self can finally emerge. This is your initiation, Virgo. This is your invitation to become real. This person is coming. They're already on their way. And when they arrive, when they look into your eyes and see past all of your carefully constructed defenses, when they ask you questions that you don't have prepared answers for, when they invite you into experiences that don't fit your self-image, I want you to be brave enough to say yes. I want you to be courageous enough to let yourself be transformed. I want you to trust that who you become on the other side of this is going to be so much more magnificent than who you think you are right now. The person you think you are is just a fraction of your totality. The identity you've been living inside is just one possibility among infinite possibilities. And this person who is coming is going to help you see that. They're going to help you understand that you are not fixed, you are not finished, you are not condemned to be the same person forever just because that's who you've been up until now. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to become someone you don't even recognize yet. You are allowed to shed identities that no longer fit and try on new ones. You are allowed to be uncertain about who you are. You are allowed to be in process, in becoming, in transformation. And on the other side of this beautiful, terrifying unraveling, you're going to meet yourself. The real you. The authentic you. The you that has been waiting patiently underneath all the roles and masks and performances for your whole life. And when you finally meet that person, when you finally see yourself clearly for the first time, you're going to understand why this transformation was necessary. You're going to be grateful for this person who loved you enough to refuse to let you stay small. You're going to be grateful for the courage you found to let yourself be remade. Write your name below. Step into this transformation. Meet whoever is coming with an open heart. And trust that the person you become is going to be worth every moment of discomfort, every identity crisis, every time you didn't recognize yourself in the mirror. You are becoming. And it is beautiful.